YouTube and all you college football fans out there? Week 2 of the college football rankings are out, and I'll be giving it a rundown and let y'all know what I think about these rankings, and I'll get to it right after this.
Do you know what the most frightening thing in the world is? It's fear.
Hello. Do you want to play a game?
Okay, YouTube, I'm back. So let's go ahead and get started with these rankings. At number 1, you know who it is, my Alabama Crimson Tide. We kept that ranking after beating the brakes off Miami 44-13. So I think we're going to keep the number 1 ranking throughout the whole season. I don't see us losing to not one game. Okay, and I'm quite sure you will agree with me. I don't care who your team is. So hey, it is what it is. And number 2, we got Georgia. Okay, Georgia moved up 3 spots from number 5 after they beat Clemson 10-3. Basically, after they struggled with Clemson. So I think Georgia keep that spot too. I don't see them losing a game this season, but as you know, they prone to drop a game that they don't supposed to, or nobody think they will. So let's see how it work out for Georgia. They fans been talking a lot of crap, but I'm sure by the end of the season they'll have, I ain't gonna say the end of the season, but after the SEC championship, if they make it, they'll have some sad faces. So that's just the way it is for Georgia. Number 3, we got Ohio State. They moved from number 4 to number 3 after beating the unranked Minnesota. I mean, if you beat an unranked team, I don't think you should move up. So I think you should just remain in the spot that you were the previous week. So hey, it is what it is, man. But that's the way that the judges see it, or whoever vote for it, that's the way they see it. So hey, but that's just my opinion. I don't think you should move up when you're playing an unranked team, no matter who loses. So hey, at number 4, we got Oklahoma, who went down 2 spots from number 2 to number 4 after struggling with Tulane. You know, I thought they was gonna blow Tulane out which, you know, they didn't. It was a tight game in the first half, and then they pulled away basically in the 4th quarter. So, I mean, nah, they didn't pull away in the 4th quarter. Tulane came back in the first half. They had a big lead, and in the second half, Tulane came back and made the game tight. So when Tulane got that onside kick, I thought they was going to go down and score, but they didn't do nothing. Oklahoma defense held them, but they defense still shattered like it has been in other seasons. So yeah, Oklahoma at number 4, but I think they're going to lose that spot before the season is out. Number 5, we got Texas A&M. They came up 1 spot from 6 to 5 after beating, well, they blew out Kent State. So Kent State is nobody, never have been. So that was an easy win for them, which, you know, all of us thought it would be. Texas A&M getting a lot of hype this year, like I said before, but let's see if they can live up to it. So we'll see. Clemson, they went down 3 spots from number 3 to number 6 after losing to Georgia. So we all expected they was going to drop. So it is what it is, and I think Clemson will go undefeated the rest of the season because the ACC is so weak. So they basically own the team in the ACC. I mean, but Florida State put up a good showing against Notre Dame, so we'll see how that works. So hopefully Florida State can keep it up, and hopefully they can beat Clemson this year, and we'll see how it works out, and maybe Florida State can somehow get in the top 25 before the season is out. Next at number 7, you got Cincinnati, who moved up one spot after beating Miami of Ohio 49-14. Easy win for them. So, I mean, who don't beat Miami of Ohio? So, it don't. I ain't no use in even getting into that. At number 8, we got Notre Dame. They up one spot from number 9 to number 8 after beating Florida State. Florida State played them tough, man, and it was a good game. So I'm expecting Florida State to win more games or have a better season than in the past few seasons they had. Notre Dame, I'm expecting them to remain the same. I'm thinking they'll lose a couple, but if they do happen to make it to the playoffs, what always happens in Notre Dame in playoff games or national championship games. So they really pose no threat to any playoff team. So Notre Dame, so they overrated to me, very overrated. At number 9, you got Iowa State. They moved down from number 7 to number 9. They played Northern Illinois. They struggled with them. They beat them 16-10, so they deserve to drop. So I don't watch Iowa State. I don't know nothing about Iowa State. But if you playing a team like Northern Illinois and you barely winning, then you deserve to drop. That's for any team who's in the rankings. At number 10, you got Iowa. They moved up 8 spots to number 10 from number 18. After they blew out Indiana 34-6. So hey, and then Indiana was ranked at number 19, so they did beat a ranked team, so they deserve to move up. Especially, I guess the way they beat them 34-6, so they demolished them. So they moved up. They had a good showing. So yeah. At number 11, you got Penn State. They moved up 8 spots from number 19 to number 11 after beating another ranked team. They beat number 12 Wisconsin 16-10. Even though it was a close game, it was a hard-fought game, and Wisconsin they put some good teams on the field. They have a lot of athletes at Wisconsin, so they ain't no slouch. So, but I'm expecting Wisconsin to come back from that and do pretty good. So we'll see how it works. At number 12, you got Oregon. They moved down 1 spot from 12 to from number 11 to number 12. They struggled with an unranked Fresno State team, so they got a big game coming up this week. So we'll see how they do in that game. But if you struggling with Fresno State, then you really gonna have a hard time this week. So number 13, you got Florida. They stayed at number 13 after beating Florida Atlantic 35-14. So Florida Atlantic, Florida should have beaten them worse than that. So that's why you stayed where you was at. So because it's Florida Atlantic. Number 14, you got USC. They moved up 1 spot from number 15 to 14. They got a win over San Jose State 30-7. USC, they should have beat San Jose State worse than that also. So should have put more points on the board. But I don't think you deserve to move up, frankly. I mean, I know it's the Pac-12, but still. A school like USC, you should put more points on the board playing San Jose State more than daggone 30 points. So I don't think USC will have a good. They might have a decent season, but I don't think they'll win no more than. They might win 7 games, but other than that, I don't see it. Probably won't win that many. Number 15, you got Texas. They moved up 6 spots after beating Louisiana Raging Cajuns. They beat them 38-18. You should have been putting more points on the board, Texas. Every year y'all claim you back. You got Steve Sarkisian. We know he's a good offensive coordinator, but as a head coach, I don't think he's all that. He was good for Alabama when he was there, but as a head coach, I don't think he's it. He didn't do it in at USC. Hey, so I don't know. We'll see how it work out at Texas, but I don't think they'll be a threat to anybody. So, number 16, UCLA. Oh, Lord. They beat LSU, and I'm glad they beat LSU. I'm glad to see the sad faces on LSU fans because they talk so much shit. They talk a gang of shit, and I'm glad that they lost the first game. That way they can shut the hell up. So they thought that because they was bringing 20 starters back, they was going to be somebody. Same old mediocre team as last season, and that's what they're going to be this season and most likely next season. So get ready for LSU. You ain't going to do nothing. All right, Coastal Carolina, number 17. They moved up 5 spots after beating the Citadel. Who don't beat the Citadel? So, but they beat them 52-14, so they put up the points. So, hey, that's all right, man. Coastal Carolina, you're doing good. See what you do the rest of the season. I know your conference is. I know they can't compete with the top tier. Let me see. Not FBS, but top tier Power 5 schools. So, you know, you'll probably win your conference, which most likely you will, but go to a bowl game, but that's about it. Number 18, Wisconsin. They moved down 6 spots. They from number 12 to number 18, they lost to Penn State. I think Penn State was they ranked, man? I don't think they was ranked coming into the season. I'm not sure, but I'm not sure. But like I say, yes, they was. Penn State was number 19 coming into the season. Exactly. Penn State was number 19 coming into the season, and Wisconsin, they was ranked number 6. So, no, Wisconsin done 6 spots from 12. So, but yeah, all I know is Wisconsin moved down 6 spots. So, they lost to Penn State. And I believe, I think it was a pretty tough game, but hey, sorry, Wisconsin. Maybe next time. So, yeah, Wisconsin has some good teams, you know, but hey, it is what it is. Virginia Tech, they wasn't ranked last week, and they beat North Carolina. So, being that they beat North Carolina, they have some all right teams, but they just don't have the athletes like other Power 5 schools. They done had a couple of good seasons these past seasons, but hey, it's North Carolina, man. They up there basketball school. That's all I can say about that. It's North Carolina. Virginia Tech, yeah, y'all feel some pretty good football teams from time to time, but y'all no threat either. So yeah, you're number 19 now, but you won't stay that way. But back to Wisconsin. Yeah, that was number 12 coming into the season. And they fell all the way down. So They fell to 18 after losing to Penn State. They didn't lose bad though, but it's all right. They'll be back. Like I say, Virginia Tech is no threat at number 19. Number 20, Ole Miss. Ole Miss was beating their brakes off Louisville last night. I turned the game off when it was 43-14 in the fourth quarter. Final score was 43-24. Louisville managed to score 10 more points in the fourth. So yeah, but all in all, Ole Miss looked pretty good. Offense looked good. The quarterback, I forgot his name, he looked pretty good. The receivers was getting wide open. I don't know if it was just the defense of Louisville because people was open all over the field. It's like every time they throw the ball, nobody was around them. So, like I said last night, there was a lot of, when I seen it, was 3 targeting calls. 3 people got ejected. 2 for Ole Miss and 1 for Louisville, I believe. So, but yeah. Ole Miss looked pretty good, but I say they'll lose at least 4 games. So we'll see though. No one they'll lose, but Ole Miss always play Alabama tough. But I think we'll come out on top. I think we can score more points than they can. So, and I think our defense will do a little bit better than what they did last season against Ole Miss. At number 21, you got Utah. They moved up 3 spots from number 24. After they beat Weber State, whoever the hell that is. They beat them 40-17. So Weber State, you should have scored more than 40. Utah, you should be scoring more than 40 points on Weber State. I don't even know who they is. So where they from? Nothing. Never heard of them. So should have scored more than 40 points. Should have scored like 60, maybe 70. All right, Miami, you moved down 8 spots. From number 14 to 22. You should have knew you weren't gonna hold that number 8 spot when you came to Atlanta before you even left Miami. So I know you expected to drop, but probably didn't expect to drop that much. But it's cause of us, cause of what we did to you, cause of Alabama, cause of what they did to you. So it is what it is. Maybe you'll bounce back, maybe you won't. I don't see you beating Florida State this year. Not, maybe we just made you look that bad. So, hey, take it, move on, take it with a grain of salt. You want to play nobody else like Alabama this year. So, there it is. Number 23, you got Arizona State, moved up 2 spots. Okay, from 25. Y'all beat Southern Utah. Nobody. 41-14. So, really ain't nothing to say about you because you ain't even a threat in your conference, so ain't too much to say about you. Next, you got North Carolina. They dropped 14 spots, man, from number 10 to 24. And after losing to Virginia Tech, I don't know why they dropped so low because they only lost by a touchdown. But Virginia Tech was unranked, so. It is what it is, but it's other teams that lose to unranked teams and don't drop that far. So, and y'all only lost by 7 points. So, I don't know the reason why they dropped y'all so far. 14 spots, that's a long damn way. And coming in at 25 is our little brother, the Auburn Tigers. It was not ranked last week. They beat Akron, out of all schools, Akron, 60-10. 60-10. That's a damn shame, man. But it's Akron. And Auburn, they do this every year. They schedule these little easy FBS schools at the first of the season, they first 3 or 4 games. Of course, they got an easy game against Alabama State coming up on Saturday. Then they got Penn State. Then they got another easy game. I expect them to be 4-0 or either 3-1. Okay, and they fans gonna be talking cash money shit. And after that 4th game, it's all downhill. Like I say, they'll be 4-0 or either 3-1 going into week 5. starting from week 5 for the rest of the season, they will lose 5, maybe 6 games. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. They got to play Georgia. I believe they play Florida. They play us. Probably Ole Miss. I really haven't looked at their schedule. I think I'm going to bring it up. See what the old Auburn Tigers schedule looking like. But I know the first 4 games is pretty easy. It was last week against Akron. And this week is Alabama State. Then it's week 3 is Penn State. And week 4 is another easy team. So let's look at it and see what it's looking like. So you got, Akron, Alabama State coming up this week. Then Penn State next week. Then Georgia State, September 25th. Okay. After that, you got LSU. You might beat them. Then you got Georgia. You're going to lose. You got Arkansas. You'll win. You got Ole Miss. You'll lose. You got Texas A&M. You will lose. So that's 2 losses, possibly 3. You got Mississippi State. You'll beat them. You got South Carolina. You'll beat them. And you got Alabama. So they ain't looking too bad. So just say they lose to Penn State. That's 1. You'll lose to Georgia. That's 2. You'll lose to Ole Miss. That's 3. You'll lose to Texas A&M. That's 4. And you'll lose to Alabama. That's 5. That's what it is for Auburn. So every 3 to 4 years, Auburn put out a good team. Make it to the SEC championship. Maybe. Sometimes they'll go 10-2 and won't make it, but sometimes they'll get that lucky win and make it. I think they beat us in the Iron Bowl back in 2017. Yeah, 2017. But they got to the SEC championship and lost. They could have made it to the playoffs and lost. But they lost the SEC championship to Georgia. And then Georgia met us in the national championship. And Tua put it on them in the second half. And that was all she wrote. So, but hey, that is that's the top 25. So I'm gonna tell you right now, Auburn is overrated. LSU is overrated. I can't say Georgia number 2. They deserve to be there, even though they struggled. Their offense looked pretty bad, but they deserve to be there at number 2, because I just think they got a dominant defense. But it's going to take more than that to stop Alabama. Just letting you know. But yeah, Texas A&M is overrated. Oklahoma is overrated. Clemson is always overrated. Notre Dame is overrated. See, all these is in the top 25. Florida is overrated. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. All those teams are overrated. And so yeah, that's just the way I see it. So I'm gonna go ahead end this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll subscribe, leave a comment, and thanks for watching. And roll tide.